program does not necessarily reflect the views of News Radio 830 KHVH, its staff, or management.
It's time to enter the world of real estate in Oahu with Hawaii's only true real estate radio show, the Team Lally Real Estate Show. Grab a pen and get ready to take notes. For the next full hour, Hawaii's premier real estate leader, Adrienne Lally, and Attilio Leonardi will bring you the latest in real estate news and real-world strategies on how they can guarantee to sell your home at a price and deadline you agree to, or they'll buy it. Now, here are your hosts, Adrienne and Attilio.
Welcome to the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the guaranteed sale. If you have any questions regarding real estate, you can reach us here at the station by calling 521-8383. That's 521-8383, or on the web at teamlally.com, and that's Lally.
Well, hey, everybody, this is Attilio, and I was in a clown convention. You know, I go to one every year, and I ran into this lady, and she started asking me a bunch of tax and legal questions. And I said, those are great tax and legal questions, but I highly recommend you seek the appropriate professional. And then I said, but Mom, what other questions do you have? So if you hear anything today that you may deem as tax or legal advice, please run that past the appropriate licensed professional, because we're realtors, and we're going to be talking about real estate today.
And later on, we will be talking about law. We will have a
legal professional in the studio.
Yes. Oh, and your mom is a clown?
No, I'm the clown.
You're the clown. And
I just ran into her at the clown convention.
Oh, okay. All right, so before we start our show, I have 10 quotes today, the top 10.
Whoa, you know the show's only an hour.
They're short. They're little quotes. And you can help me with them.
Sure.
They're the top 10.
Like David Letterman's top 10 countdown.
These are the top 10 quotes from Zig Ziglar that have the power to completely change the direction of your life. So this is very important information.
Get out your pens and pencils.
Yes, get ready. All right, so why don't you can start with number 10.
Number 10. Remember that failure is an event, not a person.
Number 9. You will get all you want in life if you help enough other people get what they want.
Number 8. People often say motivation doesn't last. Neither does bathing. That's why we recommend it.
Daily.
Daily?
Daily.
Okay.
Yes. All right, number 7. There's never been a statue erected to honor a critic.
Number 6. People don't buy for logical reasons. They buy for emotional reasons.
And number 5. Expect the best. Prepare for the worst. Capitalize on what comes.
Number 4. If you go looking for a friend, you're going to find they're scarce. If you go out to be a friend, you will find them everywhere.
And number 3. A goal properly set is halfway reached.
And number 2, your attitude, not your aptitude, will determine your altitude.
And then the last one.
There we go.
If you can dream it, you can achieve it.
That's it. If it's in your mind, you can do it.
All right. And if you have a favorite Zig Ziglar quote or story, you can call in to the show and share it with us.
By the way, who was Zig Ziglar?
Zig Ziglar is a popular American motivational speaker and self-help author.
Mm-hmm.
And he recently passed away, I think, last week. Was it last week?
It was in November, yeah.
In November.
Mm-hmm.
So just highly sought-after public speaker and very successful with blending his own religious belief with positive thinking.
Okay.
So
we have a community event announcement. You've all heard of Toys for Tots.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they work in coordination with the Waianae Coast Comprehensive Health Center to help the families in need on that side, and they're running short.
200 short. Actually.
Yeah, why don't you read the info?
Okay, so they are 200 donations short of, they're needing unwrapped toys for ages newborn through 3, male and female, and then also 11 through 17, male and female. So in the spirit of Christmas and giving, we hope that our listeners will be able to help provide Christmas to other children who are less fortunate. So please drop off any unwrapped toys at our offices located in Kapolei, next to the Ace Hardware, no later than Wednesday, December 19th. We also have a Honolulu office as well that I'm sure would be willing to take those donations as well.
Yeah, and our office there is located right behind Alamana Shopping Center right off of Kona Street.
Yes. So, or, maybe if your club or group would like to take on this challenge, you can give Tiffany a call. Her number is 392-9292. Again, that's 392-9292.
Come on. It's for the kids.
That's right.
So what happens is in the economy, the donations kind of slow down, but then the need rises. So it's kind of something that's a challenge for the nonprofits. So we want to reach deep and have you all help support Toys for Tots.
Okay, so it looks like we have a caller, Matt from Honolulu. Are you there, Matt?
Yes, good morning. Thank you for taking my call.
Sure, no problem. Thanks for calling in, Matt.
I have a question. Maybe I want your opinion,
Okay.
or if you can help me.
Sure.
I'm in a process of refinancing everything, all my bills, on a home equity line of credit.
Okay.
Well, all I have is $50,000 left on my mortgage, single-family home. I have a $25,000 car loan that I just bought for the wife. Yeah, so that's about the biggest two things I have, and we were paying two separate bills, the mortgage and the car payment, and we had a little home equity that we used. I think it was like $10,000 that we used, that we bought, that were paying also on that. I'm not going to say what bank, but there was a special that they were having, no closing, no points, no nothing. And the first 2 years was 1.9%, which was unbelievable. So I chose to go that route, and it's going to close pretty soon, and we're going to have a whole line of credit. So I know that you guys know that now I'm going to be paying one bill, and on paper we figure out everything that about 80% of it is all going to principal, and just very little is going to interest. So I just wanted your opinion if I made a good move, or I should have stayed with what I had, or what do you think?
Well, Matt, you know what we say? What the heck were you thinking? No. You made the See later, Eddie, you made the decision. No. Obviously when you consolidate your bills, there's a cost. Obviously the lending institution wants to make money, but
the cost for the closing costs. So you want to take a look at that. How
there's
much
something in there.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as a free lunch.
Before I did all this, I made 100% sure that there was nothing, no cost out of my pocket, and you know what? There is nothing out of my pocket, zero.
Yeah.
But it gets added to your loan.
Well,
right.
If it does, anything gets added to my loan, they had to show me on paper, and there was nothing. I mean, there's nothing added to my loan.
Yeah, just ask them specifically on that. Are you just taking all these lines, and then so before you close on this, all of this gets done at the same time, or you take all this money and go send checks to all these different creditors?
Oh, no. I make payments on that one amount that I have.
Yeah.
But what is in my advantage that I figured out was there's a minimum payment.
Yeah.
And that minimum payment is, like I said, most of it goes to the principal. But I think in the first years, because of the low interest rate, I'm going to just bang it. And,
you can pay it off quick.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, that's very smart. Take advantage
so
of the low interest
strategically,
rate.
that was just my thinking, and I just wanted your opinion on that.
As long as you're disciplined enough to make those extra payments, then
yes.
Well, Matt, we'll share this with you. We work with probably 250 homeowners that have faced foreclosure. The debt was totally out of control. Something happened to the economy, loss of income. So I can tell you.
Yeah, and I feel bad for that.
Yeah, but you know what? It wasn't a death blow or anything. Everybody's going to come back from that. But the critical thing is to learn from that. So we have a saying, a wise person, and I don't know if you got your radio on, you probably want to turn that down. But A wise person learns from their own mistakes, but you know what? A happy person learns from the mistakes of others. So we're going to give you some advice so you can continue to remain to be the happy person.
Yes.
That's going to learn from these 250 homeowners that we've helped.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
The main thing that you got to do. So, I mean, don't tell me who you work for, but what do you do for a living?
I'm a construction worker.
Okay.
Just
so
living paycheck to paycheck,
Yeah.
wife, kids, the normal.
keep your debts low, obviously, because you're in an industry that goes up and down. And you're with the union, so you got to wait to get called, and you sit on the bench until you get work. Is that how it works?
Yeah, and then
Yep.
what's fortunate is because I have so much seniority already.
Yeah.
I work every day, and the other fortunate thing is I only had a $50,000 mortgage left on the house because I bought the house like 25 years ago. So.
Yeah. So keep, the
yeah.
main piece of advice I would give to people that are in your situation, because we've seen people who've done this. Well,
Yes.
You know what they do? They go create new bills, and then they do this, what you're doing, like 3-4 times in a row, and they suck all the equity out. You got this huge mortgage payment because they keep consolidating. So the main thing is don't add bills. Once you consolidate,
Exactly.
do not add bills.
And I understand that, and I'm pretty disciplined about doing the
Yeah.
payments and paying this off faster than I would have had, and not creating more bills on top of it, because I know now that I have all this, because I actually took out a line of credit for, like a big amount.
Yeah.
So I know the money is very easy to just use.
Yeah.
But I know, common sense, I'm not going to do that,
Yeah.
But I just thought this way of doing my bills, I thought it was a good move right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is. And then so you've got mortgage interest deduction, and we're going to tell you the same thing that our financial planner told us. We have I have the capability of making like double mortgage payments, but the money is so inexpensive
Yeah.
that you want to take advantage of the mortgage interest deduction that's reducing your taxable, allowing you to have a write-off, which is your mortgage interest deduction. So just make the basic payment. But what's more important is you let's say you were going to pay double or you were going to pay extra. Instead, take that extra amount, put it into a savings. That way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or into, like, he gave us an example of a mutual fund that was making like 19% return.
Yeah.
So we have some excellent financial planners that we could put you in contact with.
Yeah.
Oh,
If you'd
okay.
like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. I'm glad I asked for your opinion. I appreciate that.
Yeah, so I would take, just pick a number, start off with $1,000. $1,000 is what, and look up on the internet Dave Ramsey, because he's a good national financial planner, but have $1,000 set on the side, because when the car breaks, first thing you do is put the stuff on the credit card, but don't. Use your savings.
Okay.
And then the next goal would be, if $10,000 can keep you afloat, if you don't get called back for some reason, or maybe you don't want to work for a little bit. Have 10 grand on the side so you don't go dip into that home equity or rack up more credit card bills or have to end up doing this cycle again with the consolidation through the refi.
Well, thank you. I appreciate your opinion and I value it. And I
Yeah.
thank you very much for taking my call, and happy holidays to you.
Too. Thank you
All
for
right.
calling in, Matt.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas,
Alrighty.
Matt.
All right, so we do have to take a quick break, but don't go too far. When we come back, we have some featured properties we're going to be talking about.
Yes.
Hey, Sean Hannity here with some important news for home sellers. The marketing plan that your realtor uses for attracting buyers is critical to create demand to sell it for the most money possible. In Honolulu, the realtor you need to talk to is Adrienne Lally of Team Lally, who has a national marketing program to guarantee to sell your home at a price and a deadline that you agree to, or she'll have it bought for cash. Now, while the average agent attracts few buyers a month and sells less than 10 homes a year, Adrienne, on average, attracts hundreds of buyers every month and sells homes each and every week. If you're not happy along the way, she lets you fire her and pay nothing. Call Adrienne Lally of Team Lally today at 227-2703. That's 227-2703. Or go to the web, teamlallyrealestateshow.com. That's teamlallyrealestateshow.com. And don't forget, by the way, check out Team Lally Real Estate and the show every Saturday morning right here on KHVH.
When you're trying to find the best of the best, don't settle for an agent that's just like the rest. Pick a team that knows just what to do. From buying or selling, we work hard for you. Team Lally, the best real estate in the the island. 227-2703.
Are you a veteran interested in purchasing a home? If so, you qualify for the great benefits allowed by the VA Home Loan Program. Benefits like no down payment required, reduced closing costs, and flexible qualifying guidelines. Hawaii VA Loans is Hawaii's VA loan specialist who can educate you on all of these benefits and help you get on track with getting pre-approved for a VA loan.
For more information on how you can tap into this great resource, go to hawaiivaloans.com to download their free 24-page ebook. As a special bonus, after downloading the informative guide, you'll be instructed on how you can earn a $1,000 closing credit on your next home purchase. So what are you waiting for? Get your free VA loan ebook and a $1,000 closing credit by going to hawaiivaloans.com or give them a call at 792-4251. That's 792-4251.
Hey, welcome back. This is Adrian.
And this is Attilio.
And you're listening to the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the Guaranteed Sale here on AM 830 KHVH every Saturday from 11 a.m. to 12 noon. If you have any questions regarding real estate, you can give us a call here at the station. That number is 521-8383. That's 521-8383.
Oh, by the way, if your name is Sheila and you happen to be a divorce attorney that's on your way to the studio, what you could do is you could call our studio hotline and you can just be our call-in guest. And that number, Sheila, is 521-8383. You're saying, what's that number, Attilio? 521-8383. So just pull over, relax, get on the phone. No worries.
Okay, so while we're waiting for Sheila, there was a couple of things that we didn't cover earlier in the show.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Like what?
I think you had
By the way.
You had a by the way and a learning story that we did not cover. So.
And what was that by the way? Is it about education?
It is about education, but I'm having trouble with my earphones.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. So you need, okay. So by the way, speaking of education, and we're talking specifically about no homework, for your children K through 12 learning needs, we recommend ARA, stands for American Renaissance Academy, located in Kapolei. They provide students a rigorous, individualized, and comprehensive college preparatory education. This is accomplished by challenging students and beating them with sticks. No, they don't beat them with sticks. To think critically and creatively while instilling in them a passion for artistic growth and lifelong learning. We will actually have, is this true?
Yes.
He's going to be on the show? All right.
Oh, no, we will not have him on the show.
Okay. All right, that's why we got to update the script. So anyway, we recommend that Educational Institute in Kapolei, ARA. You can check them out on our website, teamlally.com. That's Lally. What else we got to share with our listeners today?
Did you want to share about this, the time vampire?
Time vampires.
And being
okay.
accountable.
Yeah, so we give you quotes. Man, this is like, you listen to the show, you become so smart. But what's our excuse? We host the show. Anyway, so our learning opportunity, let me get back to where, so one of the things that we're doing is, I'm looking for it on, where is it? Oh, there it is. Time. So time is an acronym, T-I-M-E. And what we've learned, so we signed up for some coaching, Bob Corcoran coaching, and we're doing what's called an agent ramp-up, where they just, kick our butts over the phone and hold us accountable. And one of the things they say is that time, if you want to use that as an acronym, means this is my excuse. So what we've learned is that everybody has the same 24 hours in the day. Yes?
That's true.
Okay. What you choose to do with that 24 hours is the big difference. Do you think wealthy people do something a little bit different?
No. Maybe.
I would assume so. Are wealthy people working at 7-Eleven?
Maybe.
What do you mean? No. Wealthy people are not working at 7-Eleven, so they are doing nothing wrong with working at 7-Eleven. I worked at Circle K in Arizona. No, I didn't work at Circle K, but I've had entry-level jobs. You got to start somewhere, and it's better to earn your keep. But anyway, whenever somebody asks you, hey, can you come do such and such with me, and you say I don't have time, you actually need the more accurate statement is that I value something else that I want to do at that same time. And so it's not really that you don't have time because everybody has the same 24 hours. Okay? So time vampires. Those are the people that when you see them, they just want to talk. So they taught us the thing and said, instead of saying, hey, how are you doing, we would say,
I don't know. What you guys, I don't remember what it is, but you have to ask closed-ended questions.
Yeah,
you don't leave the door
questions.
open for continued conversation.
Oh, really? What do you mean by that? So that's an open-ended conversation. I would say, oh, I understand what you mean. That makes sense.
Yes.
So when you see somebody and say, hey, how are you doing? Because you really don't care how they're doing. No, you do care. No, you don't. No, but anyway, you would say, hey, how are you doing? I've got to take a call in the next 5 minutes, but what's up with you? Right? You set the parameter. The other thing is
time limit.
You set the time limit for I have 5 minutes, not 25, to know what your life story is. When you agree to a meeting, do not agree to a meeting unless a time start and end has been agreed to, so it doesn't end up being this half an hour meeting turning into an hour and a half.
Or two.
Okay?
That happens.
So Adrian and I, when we do listing presentations, as you can tell from on the radio, I'm the yacker. So we have signals. Before it was kicking me in the shins, but that was getting annoying. So we use more subtle things to. Well,
don't give away our subtle things in case.
Yeah, we don't unless you're doing a listing appointment. You'll know that she's trying to make me be quiet.
Yes, because we got to get stuff done.
All right. So Sheila's making her way up the elevator.
She is, but while we're waiting for Sheila, I think we're going to talk about a home that we've been trying to sell, and we've been having some challenges with it. Not so much about the home, but the person that's in the home.
That's okay.
Yes.
We like challenges.
Yes, we do. So
by the way, losers have problems. Winners have challenges.
That's right. And we're solution oriented.
Yes.
So
losers eat creamy peanut butter. Winner eat peanut butters with crunchy peanut butter. No, I just made that up. That's not true.
Yeah, you're just making stuff up. So, anyways, this is a townhouse out in Ocean Point. Short sale. It's the one with a detached garage. It's a 2-bedroom, 2.5 bath unit here, and it's going to be open tomorrow for 1 hour from 2 to 3.
Yes.
This is going to be, I think, the first and only showing so far.
Yeah, we've got no offers.
No offers.
No pictures. No video. Basically, we call this the Helen Keller listing. You're going to have to just recognize this listing by Braille, basically. So what does that mean? But what does that mean for the potential buyer? Does that spell opportunity?
So if you're looking for an investment home, or maybe it's your first time home, this is a nice little area out there in Ocean Point. And there's a little courtyard between the garage and the home.
Yes. Yeah. So basically, you're going to have an opportunity to see it when?
Tomorrow from 2 to 3.
From 2 to 3. So that means if you don't see it at that time, you're never going to be able to see it, or it's going to be, we'll probably do another open, but it's going to be far and few between. So you want to make sure and get to this open, because this is again, it's like the grand opening for a business. There's only one grand opening, and this is it.
Yes. So make it out tomorrow, 2 to 3, Ocean Point, $299, 2 bedrooms, 2.5 bath. At the Kaina Kai townhomes.
Now, we have a ton of these opportunities because we have, I don't know, what do we got, 37 listings. We probably bring in about 1 to 3 new listings a week. We've always, our up-and-coming list for listings is probably what? How many are on there? 10 or 15? 20? I don't know.
20.
So if you want to get a hold of that valuable information, you're tired of being beat out by the competition, what's that number they could call?
They could call our buyer hotline, and that number is 234-4421. That's 234-4421.
You tired of those realtors not hard to get a hold of? Call that number. We got 4 buyer agents. All 4 of their phones are going to ring.
They're ready to answer your call.
All right. So do you have a bio?
We have our guest has made it into the studio. And let me just tell a little bit about her. She has over 28 years of litigation experience and licensed before all Hawaii courts and the Federal District Court in Hawaii, also the U.S. Supreme Court. Her main focus is on the needs of individuals going through divorce and other family-related matters, especially those affecting children and the elderly.
Now, one of the things we do is we tell our guests, hey, don't get all nervous about being in the studio. Pretend you just walked in. You're coming to our house to talk stories. So, is there someone at the door, Adrian?
I think it is.
Who is it?
It's Sheila.
Sheila, come on in.
Noguchi.
Come on in.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes.
Thank you for having me.
Sure.
I come local style. I come bringing gifts.
All right.
I actually made it here from Schofield, and Schofield was doing some fundraising, so I have lemon bars for you this
Oh,
morning.
lemon bars.
Yeah.
Yum.
Our favorite.
I do love lemon bars.
Yes, we heart lemon bars.
Okay, so Sheila, so we have some questions here for you.
Uh-huh.
So could you tell us what made you decide to become an attorney?
Oh, okay. What I tell my school children that I go out to talk to for career day is that when I was about intermediate school, my dad looked at us and said, okay, you all need to figure out what you want to become when you grow up. And I decided to become an attorney because I tended to argue a lot with people, so I decided I might as well get paid for it.
There you go. Paid debate.
Well, that was good reasoning. All right, so Sheila, what
Adrian, maybe you should get paid for that.
Yeah,
You like to argue too.
you know what? I was told that as a young child, but you know what? I'm not a fan of that. They take a lot of school.
Yeah, and I don't think attorneys who drop a lot of F-bombs do too good.
I don't drop F-bombs. I never drop F-bombs.
All right, so what's question number 2?
All right, what differentiates you from others in your field?
There are a number of things. I think if you look at my educational background, I have a bachelor's degree, a double major in both accounting and in real estate.
Oh, wow.
So it does help when I'm dealing with issues regarding either the real estate or figuring out the money trail.
For the financing.
The financing and how to read tax returns and corporate financial statements and things like that. I also do a lot of work in regard to custody of children. And that's whether it's in divorce cases, paternity cases, grandparents saying we want to take control and become official guardians of our grandchildren. Because you have a lot of grandparents who are taking care of the grandkids now, too.
Yes.
So I have that exposure. I also have a floating office, basically have rolling cart will travel. And because I have military access, I can meet my clients. So I have a lot of military clients out.
Yeah.
So it's easier for them because they don't have to fight traffic into town, find a parking space and all that. And we can meet at a reasonably accessible place for both of us at a time that's easy for everybody to make. And so there's more communication going back and forth that way, I think, than if you have it where they have to tell the boss, I'm taking off. I need to take off a half a day to go into town to see my attorney. If I can have them just tell their master sergeant, can I take an hour or two off and I'll be right back. It's a lot easier for them.
Yes.
So having that virtual office is really, you're able to serve your clients' needs better and probably serve more clients.
Yeah, I think so.
I thought it was like a floating office, off of Sea Dock, and then when you come into port, Sheila's here. Come on aboard.
I need my C-bands for that.
Captain Sheila, permission to come aboard.
All right. So, actually, we have several other questions here for you, but I think we got to take a quick break for the news. So don't go too far. We'll have some more questions for Sheila. And if you have questions, feel free. Call in. That number is 521-8383.
Yes.
The News Authority in Honolulu is News Radio 830 KHVH.
Open Gangnam Style. When you're trying to find the best of the best, don't settle for an agent that's just like the rest. Pick a team that knows just what to do. From buying or selling, we work hard for you. Team Lally, the best real estate in the island. 227-2703.
Did you know you can get a mortgage loan for a purchase with little or no down payment? Well, you can with Jeff Howard of Man Mortgage. That's right. There are a number of low down payment loans available such as FHA, VA, USDA, and conventional loans with some requiring no money down to as little as 3.5% down. With Jeff Howard of Man Mortgage, they can even offer ways to also provide no closing cost loans. That's all the costs built into your interest rate to allow you, on some products, to walk into a home with nothing out of pocket. Look Jeff Howard up on the web at teamhowardhomeloans.com. That's teamhowardhomeloans.com. Or call 258-7653. That's 258-7653. That's also 258-SOLD. NMLS license number 470411. Equal Housing Opportunity Lender.
It's a wintry, breezy Saturday morning, December 15th. I'm Stephen Storm, and here's what's happening. Connecticut State Police are trying to piece together how and why a 20-year-old gunman massacred 26 people, including 20 children, at the Sandy Hook Elementary School yesterday. They say the suspect forced his way into the building and was not allowed in by school officials. Federal investigators also have been visiting local gun ranges in the state, but so far they've found no evidence that the gunman trained for the attack or was an active member of the recreational gun community. Well, Egyptians have been lining up to vote on a draft constitution today. The proposed charter has deeply divided the country between Islamist supporters of the document and those who fear it will usher in religious rule. Opponents also fear the newly empowered Muslim Brotherhood and more ultra-conservative Islamists are taking advantage of their current political dominance to adopt a charter that will be nearly impossible to amend. Here at home, the University of Hawaii plans to pay its new athletic director $293,000 a year with the potential for thousands of dollars extra in bonuses. Ben Jay of Ohio State accepted the offer last week. Jay's appointment still must be approved by the university system president, MRC Greenwood, who is said to be very pleased with his selection. Gas prices in Hawaii have sunk to their lowest level this year, but remain the highest in the nation. AAA reports prices yesterday dipped to $4 a gallon. Analysts say nationwide gas prices will soon drop to their lowest level of the year. By Monday, the national average should fall below $3.28 a gallon that drivers paid on January 1st. Hawaii public school administrators have reviewed school security procedures with Honolulu Police after more than 24 people died in a mass shooting at a Connecticut elementary school. School Superintendent Catherine Mateoshi says all of Hawaii public schools have emergency procedures in place. She says the department's teams revisited these procedures with awareness. And island weather, breezy and beautiful and wintry out there. Highs approaching the upper 70s today. That's the very latest. You're up to date. I'm Stephen Storm.
Hey, listen, folks, before we jump back in, here's yet again another great success story from Adrienne Lally and her team. Now, we all know this. Not everyone has a house they're trying to sell. Some of you folks may even have condominiums to put on the market. Well, this success story is about a Waikiki condo, and here's what happened. Adrienne Lally listed a Waikiki condo, and after just a couple of days on the market, that's just 2 days on the market, Adrienne had 2 full-price cash offers. Now, even better than that, the condo closed in, are you ready, just 10 days. That's right, just 10 days. Now, these success stories results, they speak for themselves, but what you need to do is give Adrienne a call. Call today. Find out how Team Lally can help you. And remember this, that Adrienne Lally guarantees to sell your home for the amount agreed to by the deadline you set, or she'll buy your home for cash. Do this. Give Team Lally a call today, 227-2703, so they can help you too. And be sure to listen to the Team Lally radio program every Saturday from 11 a.m. to 12 noon here on KHVH Radio.
Party people!
All right, welcome back, and thanks for listening to the Team Lally Real Estate Show here on AM 830 KHVH. I'm Adrienne.
And I'm Attilio.
And today we're talking with Sheila Sue Noguchi, who is a divorce attorney here in Hawaii.
Hello, hello, hello.
She's here on our show to give us that legal advice.
Yes, so you had some more questions for her, but
Yes.
by the way, if you're buying a home that may have remodeling done to it, we recommend Permit Check.
Mm-hmm.
Purchase the Permit Check will certify that the major components of a property are permitted and will allow for a normal sale of the property without incurring lending issues or insurance coverage issues due to faulty collateral. Permit Check will pull all the permits and drawings on the file for the property at the Department of Planning and Permitting. They will physically inspect your property. They will examine and compare the records on file with our property evaluation to confirm whether it matches official building department records. They will present you with their findings and recommendations. All of their inspections and evaluations are done by either a licensed general contractor or an architectural design professional. And our questions for Sheila.
Okay, back to our questions for Sheila. So And then, by the way, if any of our listeners have any questions for Sheila, please give us a call. Yeah, that number is 521-8383. All right, so my next question for Sheila is, when a couple owns multiple homes and they decide to get a divorce, what should they expect to happen with the properties?
Okay, first you need to understand that divorce is handled two different ways in the state of Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
We are what's called an equitable jurisdiction state. So the court will actually do what is fair under the circumstances for the parties.
Okay.
So one of the things they're going to look at is whether or not the parties have an agreement about how they're going to do it. So for instance, what I tell my clients is, look at a divorce as this. You're in traffic on H1. Okay? The people who are going to be able to cooperate with one another put a package together for the judge that says, this is what we've decided to do with all the things that will need to be taken care of to make our divorce final. And we can put it in a box, tie it up with a nice Christmas bow, and present it to the court all one time. So that the judge only has to sit down with it one time and look it over and see if it's fair or not. Okay? That's the divorce that's going to take the zipper lane. Everybody else who wants the judge to flip a coin needs to take the rush hour traffic lanes. Okay, so that's the first thing. If you can make a decision about your property and the judge is assured that this is a deal where all the property is being presented to the parties and the judge, cards face up on the table, nothing hidden, everybody knows what's going on, they understand what's going on, nobody's twisting their arm to do it, and this is what they're going to do, the odds are the judge is just going to go ahead and approve that because you were able to make decisions before you came to court. The court's going to presume that you're just as competent and able to make decisions about how to divide up your property. So if you have, say, 3 pieces of real estate and you've decided you'll take one, the other spouse will take one, and we're going to sell the third property, the court's probably going to agree with that. Now, if you don't have an agreement, then the judge will have to decide what is fair all the way around, including looking at all the other assets and what the parties' situation is, how they're going to be left standing post-divorce. They also have to look at the question of what we call in rem jurisdiction. In other words, real estate is controlled by the court in the state where that property sits.
Okay, so if you have properties in other states,
right? So
if you different rules that would apply to those homes.
You could. If you have an agreement between you, but the property's in other states, we can say we agree that the property in Wyoming will be awarded to husband, and property in Oklahoma is going to be awarded to wife, and we're going to do something else with the rest of the property. If you have an agreement, the court can still go ahead and do that because the court has jurisdiction over the person.
Now, like with this agreement, you can agree that the properties will be divvied up, but what we found in our transactions with people that have gotten divorced, that maybe that their name still remains on the mortgage or the title, even though it's according to the divorce decree, it's not their property, but you have to refinance, right, to get their name off the property.
That is a concern. Let me finish up on the other question, though. If you don't have an agreement on what will happen with the out-of-state real estate, then you have to finish your divorce here. You can do it all here, but then the question of those pieces of property will be reserved to what we call a court of competent jurisdiction. In other words, you would need to go to that state and do an ancillary divorce regarding that particular piece of property.
Wow.
And let that state decide what happens with it.
But the first thing my question is on that is, so that costs more money, right?
Yeah,
it costs more money, so it is better. I mean, the court could order you and say, okay, we've got you here, so we're ordering you to turn things over. But sometimes you have to go to the other state. So it's always easier. The court will always encourage settlements. They will actually try at the court stage to assist you in that. For instance, it's not file the divorce and go straight to trial. The court may set interim court appearances where they try to work with the attorneys, the parties, to see if they can come up with a solution that everybody can accept.
So sometimes do they use like the mediation?
Mediation is possible. You could use private mediators, which a lot of times they're expensive, but it's cheaper than doing a battle all the way to the end and not knowing what you're going to get out of it. There are also community organizations like the Mediation Center of the Pacific, which works very closely with the family court. So these are all things that can help people keep control of their money. Now, you were also talking about the question of what happens if the parties say, okay, we've decided that this property will go to this spouse and the other property will go to the other spouse, but we still have to deal with mortgages.
Yes.
Those are issues. You have to understand that you may have made an agreement between yourself, the other spouse, and the judge, but where's your mortgage lender? They haven't cut a deal. They haven't made an agreement to accept this. So you could actually be signing away your rights to property, but still be on the mortgage itself and in debt.
Down the hook.
Down the hook. Now, and that's not even presuming that something's going to be wrong and the other side's going to stiff you on the mortgage. They could be doing everything properly, but then when you go to buy your own piece of property, you may be told, I'm sorry, you don't qualify for a mortgage because you already have $450,000 of mortgage that you're obligated to.
Yeah, I think the biggest conception is that with the clients, this is the hands-on experience that we have with the clients. They think that divorce decree takes away the obligation of the mortgage, and we tell them, no, it doesn't. And how it ends up coming back to us is they're like, oh, my husband stopped making the mortgage payments. But I don't have to worry about that. In the divorce decree, it's not my problem. And I said, you know what? The lender doesn't care about a divorce decree.
What you have to do is you have to look at the divorce decree carefully. It can be ordered that so-and-so be responsible for the mortgage. But then if you don't have that actually happen and they fail to pay the mortgage, then you need to go back to court.
Yeah.
But you need to make sure that it's in that document. It's very easy to miss all of these little side issues and then come back to court and find out that the court no longer has jurisdiction. So you want to make sure you hold on to it. For instance, we might build in something if we're really, in a touchy feeling, everybody's trying to cooperate, we're trying to make it work, it's a bad economy. We may put in something that says, okay, this spouse will take over the property and will pay the mortgage, and in 3 years' time, for instance, we agree that that person will either buy out the other spouse and refinance the mortgage, or we will put it up for sale. And that if they cannot agree on the sale price, this is how we decide the sales price. If they cannot agree on who the the realtor will be, this is how we'll decide it. If we cannot agree on who to sell the property to, then we have the ability to go back to the judge. But you need to build in all of that into the decree. You cannot come back after the fact. I see a lot of people who say, well, I just want a fast divorce. I got to get it over with. I'll worry about that later. And they are really hurting themselves. Yeah.
It's a big mistake.
Yeah.
We got about a minute left, so let's recap, what you talked about. Well,
we got to take a quick break, so don't go too far. When we come back, we'll be chatting a little bit more
about divorce, assets,
and how to hold title.
Yes.
Okay. Need a property manager? Hire the broker, Alana Jo Dela Cruz, with Kama Ina Property Management. 398-2119. That's 398-2119. Or you can go to payrentformoveout.com. The way your property is managed today determines its value tomorrow. Call Alana Jo Dela Cruz for all your property management needs. 398-2119. Hawaii is one of the most beautiful places to live. With our gorgeous weather and perfect tropical climate, it's the ultimate paradise. However, pets love living here just as much as we do. Pests like cockroaches, termites, ants, and even rodents thrive within our very own homes. Ew!
Keeping them out is important for safety of your family as well as the structural integrity of your home.
Let Kama'aina Termite and Pest Control keep your home clear of these unwanted pests. We offer smart, reasonable, and effective programs for your property. With more than 30 years of experience, let the Kama'aina team protect your investment. Call us today for a free estimate, 591-9997. Again, that's 591-9997.
In every real estate transaction, there is a virtual silent partner, the escrow company. They are there to make certain that the transaction keeps on track and that all the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed. We like working with Hawaii Escrow and Title. They close our transactions on time with professionalism and aloha.
We're happy to recommend Hawaii Escrow and Title for any escrow and title services, providing Hawaii's community with exceptional escrow and title services since 1972. Check them out on the web at hetinc.com. That's hetinc.com.
All right, welcome back. This is Adrian.
And this is Attilio.
And you're listening to the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the Guaranteed Sale program here on AM 830 KHVH every Saturday from 11 a.m. to 12 noon. If you have any questions regarding real estate or divorce in real estate, give us a call. We have Sheila Sue Noguchi in our studio today. That number is 521-8383. That's 521-8383.
Oh, by the way, this is a cool real estate show because we got all the good bumper music and we got jokes and we got sound effects.
Right. And we have prizes, too.
And we have fabulous prizes.
Yeah, we have some prizes, so be sure to listen to the end and we'll tell you how to get them.
That's great.
To win them, actually.
Yes. So, did you want to do a recap of the zipper lane analogy?
Yeah, so if you know what's good about what our coach says, you got to practice your listening skills is when you got to repeat back what the person says to see if you were listening or I was paying more attention to my lemon bar. I was eating. Anyway, so what you're saying is your analogy was with the zipper lane versus the rush hour traffic, that if a couple's going to go through divorce, if they have everything spelled out as far as how they want to divide it up, you know, if you got to split the kids down the middle, get the chainsaw. No. But if they have everything spelled out and everything's kind of agreed to, then it's a quick process.
If it makes sense to the judge, it is a very quick process. When it comes to the children, you have to make sure it makes sense also. Don't try to say the children are going to spend 1 week with mom, 1 week with dad, and they're living, you know, one in New York and one in Hawaii. It ain't going to be feasible to do it. It's not realistic. But if you can build in a reasonable agreement on how you're going to be able to do it, the court's interest in regard to children is what we call the best interest test.
And that's where your advice comes in.
Yeah. So, but people can do this. You can make an agreement. You can package everything. If you have children, the court will also require you to participate in a one-night class called Kids First. The neighbor islands have their own versions, but on Oahu we have them, I believe, on Wednesday. They may have changed the dates, but they have them in Kapolei, and I think they're still doing over in Honolulu Court also. But what it is a program for the parents and children between the ages of 6 and 18, and they all go and they have their separate programs. Usually a judge and a child psychologist will talk to the parents about how to prevent the children from being scarred by the divorce. And then the children have their own programs where we talk about feelings and how to deal with things when things get too stressful for them. Because parents don't realize, they say, well, we were arguing, but the children were not in the same room. They were in another room. Well, you know, Hawaii walls are pretty thin, and children have big ears. So you can't presume that they're not hearing it and not hearing the stress.
Okay, so just wanted to touch on real quick about creditor protection and holding your home in a title a certain way. We talked a little bit about that yesterday. Yeah, could you share what you told us last night?
There are different ways of holding title to real estate in Hawaii. Give you an analogy. If you have a bank account, you could have a bank account in your sole name. Or you could have it joint names, maybe you with your mom. And that has what's called survivor benefits. If your mom passes away, then you would inherit the entire account yourself solely. When you talk about real estate, you talk about tenancy,
tenancy by the entirety.
Tenancy in common. You talk about sole ownership. Different severalty.
Yeah.
That's,
I just took my broker's class.
That was what my tongue was tripping over.
I can only remember this information for another week or two. I just took my broker's class.
So you have all of these different ways. Now, tenancy entirety and tenancy, joint tenancy are similar in a way because they have survivorship benefits. If you and your brother have joint tenancy, then just like the bank account, if something happened to you, your brother would inherit the property 100% automatically. The difference is tenancy by the entireties is restricted only to husband and wife situations. Okay. Now, tenancy by entireties also gives more legal protection. For instance, say a husband has a business and it's doing poorly, and he has creditors that he owes money to. They cannot come after the house unless it's also a joint debt of the wife. So it can protect the home somewhat.
Yes.
Well, tenancy entirety too, and again, this is from my broker's class. The information is only going to last until I take my state test. No, but anyway, so tenancy entirety, so not only married couples, but civil unions, and then there was another one I forgot it was when you're like, you can get benefits from the company. I forgot what that one is called, but 3 different ones.
Right. And we can get that information for you.
Yes.
All right. So we are nearing the end of the show, so I just wanted to bring up this giveaway.
Yes.
That Sheila has. Yes, she has surprises for us and our listeners.
Yes, it's Christmas time, and we bring gifts not just of lemon bars for our host here, but we bring gifts for the listeners.
Yeah.
We appreciate your having stayed with us all this time. So I have 3 gifts that we're going to put up for a win-win situation, hopefully. Yeah. And this is what we're going to do. Well, first of all, let me tell you what we have. Okay, we have a pair of silver earrings with what's called rainbow moonstones. They're really pretty. So, guys, if you didn't get your wife, your mom, your grandma, your daughter, your granddaughter her Christmas present yet, you pay attention to this because we're going to tell you how you're going to get these. Okay?
Yes.
And then we also have a really pretty pair of what's called mystic topaz earrings. Ooh, real
pretty. Shiny.
Okay. Now, this is the humongous one. I'm going to have Adrian put this one on. We have, let's see, it's called...
Beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a big rock.
It's called green amethyst. It's a really pale green. It's real pretty, and it takes up half of Adrian's hand, it looks like.
Yes.
It's actually over 13.5 carats. So, again, listen up for this one because you want that one. So we're going to be doing a prize giveaway. So
it could be a man's pinky ring, if you're like, what's up?
Hey, it looks really good on you.
Right,
what's good about these, these mood earrings? If your wife is all pissed off, she's going to tell you. Or if she's in a good mood.
Well, that's not a mood earring. It's called a mystic topaz.
Well, on the show, we just make stuff up.
All right, so you're going to need to go to Sheila's website, which is SueNoguchiLaw.com, and that's spelled SueNoguchi Law.com. Again, SueNoguchiLaw.com, and you got to enter in the Contact Us section your name, phone number, email address.
And the key. This is the key for you. You have to insert the keywords Team Lally.
Team Lally.
Okay. Team Lally.
Team Lally.
Okay. And then that is going to be one we'll keep open for, 24 hours from here?
Yeah, we'll do it for the rest of the weekend. So on Monday.
Okay. On Monday?
On Monday we'll have to
make
a decision.
And then what we'll do is we'll have Adrian and Attilio do a blind reach in the bag and pull names, and 3 listeners are going to win prizes that you'll be able to pick up at Team Lally's offices.
Yes.
All right. So we want to thank you for listening, and thank you to our sponsors.
Well, we have sponsors?
We do.
Well, we want to thank Sheila and our producers,
we gotta thank
Jeff
Sheila.
Howard of Team Howard and Man Mortgage.
Ibame with Hawaii VA Loans and Home Loan Financial.
Sunny Skehu of Hawaii Escrow and Title.
Mike Metz with Kama'aina Termite and Pest Control.
Alana Dela Cruz, Kama'aina Property Management.
Flo and Frank with Spot Cleaning and Maintenance.
Damon Hudson, a.k.a. The Man, American Renaissance Academy.
Tad Renshaw and Janice Merlin with Permit Shack. And if you want to get a hold of any of our sponsors, go to teamlally.com and check out our business partner page under our link section. We also want to give a big thank you to Jimmy and Rachel here, our producers here in the studio, and also a big thank you to Sheila, our guest.
It's been my pleasure.
Thank you. And then make sure to tune in next week. We're going to have our guest, Howard Netband. It's going to be.
Yes, that'll be awesome. This is Team Lally Real Estate Show.
Morning at 6, the Rick Hamada program. Are you kidding me? KHVH Honolulu, Hawaii's home for Fox News.